Surprisingly, I'm not dead and buried after all I've been through. My story told here on Left Turn Chronicles.
Welcome back, my peeps, to Left Turn Chronicles. I am Lee, your host, and today we continue our journey with Phoenix. If you haven't checked out the previous episodes, please take a listen and get caught up.
Alright, let me tell you this. There was one that became my stepmother. Can go ahead and tell you this from now. And when I met her at first, um, I was looking, I was like, damn, she kind of young,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Wait,
come to find out,
tell us how old your dad was and how old you think she was.
Oh God.
I know the peeps want to know.
All right. At the time, I was in my 20s, and my dad was in his 50s. Yeah, my dad was in his 50s. And let's just say, I don't remember the exact how old I was, but let's just say I was 23. Because I was somewhere around there.
Uh-huh.
She was 24.
Ah, God, Jesus.
Yeah. she graduated from high school 1 year before me.
What the back said?
Yeah.
Sorry, no disrespect to your dad, but it
No,
caught me off
listen.
guard because that's
I
like
was shocked.
20.
I was shocked. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna just jump forward real fast and come back to something real quick. One day after, so this is years after. One day I was in Florida. My dad came up. She and my dad came up to visit, and I have this friend that my dad know very well. His father and my father are very good friends. So he came up, and he was like, "Hey, what's up, Mr. Rice? What's up?" He talking to my father. So we were in Walmart, and yeah, my dad came out before. Oh, and she was in the back. I don't know what she was doing, but she came out later with the trolley. And while the three of us were there now, that's me, my dad, and my friend. And we were talking. I was talking about old days and all of that. And he said, and he saw her coming.
Mm-hmm.
And he said right in front. Well, he said it to me, but in front of my dad. My dad told him my dad was cool from way back. And he was like, yo. So me used to sleep with her. Me used to sleep. And I had to hit him, and I was like, yo, I'm a father wife. And he was like, oh, sorry. And he just kept apologizing, sorry. So that is show you how young she was, and she had a little reputation or whatever it was, but yeah. So there's so this was long after, but yeah. Okay. So as I say, when I met her, and I was kind of like, man, I mean, how young you go, man. Mm-hmm. That's what I was saying to myself, like. I thought it'd be like with somebody maybe in them late 30s or maybe 40s. Mm-hmm. Give at least maybe at 7 to 10 years older than me or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when you met her initially, did your dad say, this is my girlfriend, or he just said, this is like him that said, this is Stephanie, and just leave it at that, and she kept coming around?
Exactly so.
Okay.
Yeah. Until start spending the night and spending 2 nights and 3 nights and start leaving from there and going to work. And yeah. And then that was kind of like how the whole because me and her had I'm going to say a whole episode. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. It got sticky. It got into a point where I I just couldn't be around her anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, just
Mm,
could not.
mm, mm.
And I saw that, I don't know whatever the hell she was doing to him, but he was happy. And I say, you know what, I'm not going to disturb. I'm not going to cause any problems here.
I'm
So
really, really curious. I mean, we're gonna do an entire episode because it sounds really, really deep, and it sound, I don't want to use the word toxic, but it sound really profound. Whatever happened, but
yeah.
did your dad see the disparage, the gap between you and we have do we have a name for her, or let's some
Hmm. the, the name I want to give her. Yeah, yeah, well, one name for that. But I don't want to call her that name.
so
Yeah,
we can share with the peeps.
I don't. Let's just say, and I don't even like saying stepmother either. You know, I call her my dad's wife
Okay.
because she ain't my mother. Not even step,
Mm-hmm.
no way at all.
Not near
You
this.
don't, you don't get no title from me.
Mm-hmm.
She is my dad's wife.
Okay.
You know, yeah, she's my dad's wife. That's it. That's it. And he knew. I mean, But as I say, he. She knew what she was doing, and he was happy, and she. It's really just about this older man finding a younger. It's like him just find him age paper. Him just feel
Mm-hmm.
like, and the big butt, and cause she had it. I ain't gonna
Mm-hmm.
lie there. She had the big butt,
Mm-hmm.
and the shape and all of that. She had
Mm-hmm.
it. And she sure
She
used
used
it to her
it.
advantage. Yeah.
Yeah. How
Yep,
did
yep.
that make you feel? Because she caused this rift between you and your dad. How did it make you feel towards your dad? Did it make you feel some type of way
Um
that a woman came
n- n- you know,
between
you
you?
know, I did feel away. I did feel away at first, and I did but then I kinda looked at things and I was like, you know what? He sacrificed a lot of years for me.
Mm-hmm.
My dad made sure, as I say, I don't know what was going on when I was away at school and all of that. But what I saw, what he made sure I saw, and what he gave me when I came around was 100% of his time,
Mm-hmm.
and attention, and talking to me and spending time with me. So even if, I don't know if he was partying every day when I was at school
Mm-hmm.
during the week, but one thing I know, when I came around, all of that, if something was going on, I have no proof.
Mm-hmm.
All of that stuff, the attention was all about. Everything was about me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he gave me that.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like, you know what happened? Give him his peace. Give
Mm-hmm.
him his happiness. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He you have a lot of kids that probably a situation like that happen where they lose their mom and thing, and them probably end up with them grandmother
Mm-hmm.
or their mother sister because the father decides him on the
Mm-hmm.
road.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Facts. Yeah.
I have to say thank God he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So although I felt away at first with this woman coming into our lives, feel like she was taking my dad away.
Mm-hmm.
I still had to respect him and give
Mm-hmm.
him. It was his time now. he did what he was supposed to do as a father.
Mm-hmm.
He raised me and raised me properly
Mm-hmm.
and even put opportunities after school into my hands.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's the least I could do is to just give him his time, his happiness. This was what was making him happy,
Mm-hmm.
and this is why I eventually made the decision to move out of the house. And
Mm-hmm.
but we'll get to that at another time. But yeah, I had to because of my respect for him,
Mm-hmm.
and I figured that okay, you know what, I'm a grown ass man now. I'm in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
I need to start making moves on my own. I'm not going to sit here and fight
Right.
with this man. Not only am I fighting with a relationship and a woman, but I'm fighting with him also indirectly because it's his feelings also. Because if he
Mm-hmm.
if and I'm not going to make him have to choose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm a grown man. It's not like some
Mm-hmm.
still 14, 15. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm
Right.
so I made that decision that okay, you know what, I'm your time now, boss.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go make a life for myself. I don't know if I made the right decisions. A lot of people, a lot of my friends are like, "You're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Things where your mother and your father work for and bill and you know say your mother because they knew my mother was a hard working person.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knew that. I know the both of them built that house together.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them bought that big farm, 27 acres of land with the river and everything around through. Both of them achieved everything together.
Mm-hmm.
Vehicles, all of that stuff. Everything was achieved before my mom died.
Mm-hmm.
And people, a lot of people, and even my family on my mother's side, they were a bit disappointed. They were like, the hell is this going on? And everybody wanted me to fight for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just look at it as he made a sacrifice for me, and he stayed. He stayed. He stayed.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people overlook that point because a lot of men don't stay.
Mm-hmm. Or even if they do stay physically, mentally, social growth and all that, they're absent. They're not there. It's just the body that's there, you
Yeah,
know?
man.
So they're not really raising the child per se,
Right.
but he really invested in you,
Yep.
you know?
Yep. And he never did bring in anybody, as I said, while I was going to school and all that, up to even after I graduated. It was when I actually got into my 20s that he would start dating. I guess he felt it was time now where and he
Mm-hmm.
started dating. So he gave me his time. He gave me and
Mm-hmm.
and and, and a lot of people don't, people that say, oh man, you should fight, you should this, you should that. But I just, out of respect for him
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and what he did for me,
Mm.
I just decided to move on. I know he didn't want it. He
Mm.
didn't want it.
Probably hurt him a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause when I did move, he used to call me every minute, every minute. Come on, come on. Kind of jokingly, but I could tell he missed me. He wanted me there.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm.
cause we not. It wasn't just a father and something. We were friends.
Wow.
We're really good friends. We're close like that.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that can
Yeah.
imagine the hurt behind it and the
Yeah, man.
confusion because he has somebody that makes him happy, and he
Mm-hmm.
has his son that he loves. So
Yeah,
how do you choose?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
How do you choose? But I have to say, hats off to you, Phoenix, because you were able to be objective, even when you were feeling hurt and the situation was what it is. You had a mind frame where you were able to say, okay, you know what? This is his time. Let me go out and get mine. You know
Right.
what I say? So
Yeah.
that's a big deal. Here's a
Yeah.
question for you, because there are listeners out there, I'm sure, who might be going through a similar situation where a step a the father chooses a wife, and it is not necessarily one that is conducive of growth, right? It's not a positive
Mm-hmm.
one.
Mm-hmm.
And they're
Mm-hmm.
bitter and they're angry, but
Mm-hmm.
they are like it was at your age, 20 something. If you have to give them one piece of advice, we can help them for stay, because that thing can consume you, for the rest of your
Yes.
life.
Oh God.
So, what if you had one piece of advice to give to those people, because you've been through it? What would you say?
My advice would be to just let it go. The the anger, let it go. Because I remember, I think it was Tracy Morgan, that comedian, that gave a quote, an inspirational quote. And he said, well, he was just doing an interview, but it became an inspirational quote because I took that part. And he said, if you don't know how to let it go and move on, then you'll be stuck in that time period forever.
Oof.
You're gonna be stuck with that hatred and that feeling from back in 1980 whatever,
Mm.
90 whatever. It's just going to be consuming you, and you'll never be able to be free, to be truly happy. You have to let it go and move on.
Mm, mm,
I had to let it go.
mm.
Because if I didn't let it go, especially, and listeners, you'll understand what I'm saying when you come in closer, when you get further deeper down in my story, because it's going to come right back around. Because
Mm-hmm.
remember, I tell you that everything comes back around. It's going to come
Yep.
right back around to dealing with this same stepmother. Come right back around to it. And if I didn't let it go,
Mm-hmm.
I probably would be sitting in prison right now, a Jamaican prison, on murder charges.
Wow.
You have to let it go.
Choices, eh?
You have to let it go. You wonder why you hear these stories on social media right now, YouTube and Instagram and everything where it's always about dead left.
Mm-hmm.
Brother kill brother, son kill mother, that all different something. Plots. Sister kills sister. There are so many stories out there. You don't hear it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Experience it too. So,
okay.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or
It's
they
that.
even bury in the ground. The house, them in the house, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
War upon war. Some are do it themselves, some are chop up each other, some are this, some are pay a hitman for kill this
You see
because
it?
Alana let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is my advice. Let it go. Whatever it is you have lost, you can always get it back. But don't forget this, you can never get back the time that you have wasted behind bars. Never.
Amen to that. And you know what? This is an excellent place to wrap up the episode. And I want Phoenix to just walk us out with that saying that he has, that he says at in every outro. I want you to just leave us out with that left turn. Remind me how it go again, Phoenix.
Okay. Don't make the left turns in your life deter you from going right.
All
So no
right.
matter what the hell you've been through, you can always make the right move.
Yep. On that, peeps, see you next time for the next episode.
Well, my peeps, thanks for listening, and remember to tune in to the next engaging episode. And don't let the left turns in your life deter you from going right. Well, my peeps, thanks for listening, and remember to tune in to the next engaging episode. And don't let the left turns in your life deter you from going right.